A jar consists of 6 red, 4 white, and 2 blue balls, and 2 balls are drawn at random without replacement. All right, so what that means is, we're going to take one ball out of the jar. We're not going to put it back, okay? So after we take out the first ball, we're going to take out a second ball, okay? So we want to answer these 3 questions here. What is the probability that both balls are blue? What is the probability that the first ball is red and the second ball is white? And what is the probability that neither of the balls is white? Okay. All right, so remember, these are 3 separate questions, right? We're just going to answer these in terms of this setup right here. Okay, so just by counting these, we can see that there are 12 balls in the jar, right? So what's the first question, right? So both balls are blue, right? So what do we have to assume in this case? We have to assume that the very first time you go in there and you draw a ball that is blue, right? But also the second time you go in there, right, with already the blue ball drawn out, right, the second ball is also blue. Well, there's 12 balls total, and 2 of the balls are blue, right? So the probability that both balls are blue then, okay, so the first time you go in there and the ball is blue, that's 2 out of 12, okay? That's the chances that the first ball is blue. But what about the second ball? Okay, so we realize that first of all, there's 1 less ball in there, and there's actually 1 less blue ball as well, right? Because the 2 out of 12 represents the probability that the first ball is blue, and then 1 out of 11 represents the probability that the second ball is blue, given that the first one was already blue. Okay, so if we multiply this together, right, we get 2 out of 132, and we can simplify this, and that should equal 1 over 66. Okay. What about the probability that the first one is red, and then the second ball is white? Okay. Well, so we need to figure out, okay, what's the probability the first ball is red? Well, there's 6 red balls out of the 12 total, right? So you actually have a 6 in 12 chance that the first ball is red. Okay, but given that we already took out that ball, what is the probability that the second ball is white? Well, there's 4 white balls remaining in the jar, and there's 11 balls total. Okay, so the first number here represents the probability that the first ball is red. And then the second number here represents the probability that the second ball is white. Okay? So we can multiply this out, get 24 out of 132, and that one does simplify down to 2 over 11. And then what is the probability that neither of the balls is white? Okay, this one's a little bit tricky, but neither ball is white. So what are we assuming here? We're assuming that the first ball is not white, and also we're assuming that the second ball is not white. Okay, well, out of the 12 balls, how many of these are non-white? Okay, there's 6 red and 2 blue, right? So what is the probability that the first ball you pick is not white? Okay, that's going to be 8 out of 11. Okay, I'm sorry, 8 out of 12, right? So out of the 12 balls, 8 of them are not white. So the probability that the first time, right, that the first ball is not white is 8 out of 12. So what does that mean then? What about the second ball? Well, remember, we already assumed that the first ball is not white, so then that means there are 7 non-white balls remaining out of the 11 total. So this gives you 56 out of 132, which does reduce down to 14 over 33.